I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm getting tired of my own voice. I recorded an episode to be released on Monday. Well, actually, to be released Tuesday because I was late. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to release a podcast for the sake of releasing a podcast because it wasn't my best work. And I decided that I'm sick of hearing my own voice. I don't feel inspired by the sound of my own voice. I don't feel inspired to talk to myself for the sake of talking to myself, for the sake of posting a podcast. And I'm like, well, what do I want to do with this? I'm talk for I don't know how many hours each day to clients. Do I want to talk again? It's just a struggle. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to make of it. So I was going to release an episode Tuesday, and I was kind of all over the place in that episode. And there were like some good parts to it, but I just it wasn't my best work. I didn't feel like it even needed to be out there. I don't feel like me getting on here and talking without a plan is of any benefit to anybody at this point, and it's like demotivating me. So there's like a few options. Option number 1 is to only release episodes on Sundays with my guests and just focusing on my interviews, which I've been slacking on. And I think that's just what I'm going to do at this point. It's too much for me at this point to record another episode to be released on Monday with just me, and maybe eventually. But at this point, I feel like I can if I just focus on one episode, that's enough. So that's what I think. I said there was a couple options, but I genuinely think there's one. That's the option I'm going to go with. And now I'm like, do I even want to release this? Like, as I'm talking, I'm like, what's the point of even releasing this? I don't know what the point of even releasing this is. Maybe it's just going to be a bonus episode explaining kind of what I'm going to do. So that being said, I think the plan moving forward for the time being will be just really focusing on the interviews. And, the goal for my podcast is to show the world that therapists are not don't have all their shit together and are just real people with real struggles, just like their clients. And that's what I want to, that's what I want to bring to this podcast. And I also want to interview other therapists with, different focuses, talking about their work as a therapist to educate. And that's essentially why I wanted to post 2 days a week, because one of those days could be just, me just talking and being real. And the other day would be just like an interview. So that's where I'm torn. And I'm just, like I said, not motivated by the sound of my own voice. I don't have the energy to come up with content to talk about by myself. And then that's where I'm like, okay, well, do I get a co-host who's also a therapist? And maybe that's an option too. So I don't know where this is going. I think I'm just at a crossroads with what I want to do. I feel really overwhelmed I've felt really overwhelmed with life and work and just burnout and to be brutally honest, just feeling like broke all the time, and like I'm sick of living paycheck to paycheck in the way that I am. I'm sick of bills. It's like I just feel like I work and then my entire paycheck goes to bills. Uh, And it's like really, obviously, it's wearing on me. And that's obviously not the only thing that's wearing on me, but like that is a huge part of it. And I can sit for my licensure test. I was initially going to be sitting for my full licensure test March 25th, but I'm going to move the test date back because there's literally no reason for me to take it this soon, because my pay can only increase in July, so there's no point in me rushing it and potentially like not studying appropriately if I can just take it in like May or June or something. So it's like that feels so far away. I know it's not, I mean, I know it'll come soon, but it just seems so far away. And it's like I'm wanting a quick fix to make more money, but just I can't do anything about that. So that is like extremely tiring. And like it's not going to be seeing more clients, because I definitely can't mentally see more clients. So I don't know. I think right now it's just wait till July. Take the test in June. I'm drinking coffee. So the point of this episode is kind of just to let you know my plan. If you're someone who's a therapist listening to this podcast who's interested in my approach and interested in being a co-host, let me know. I know Kelly and I had talked about, my friend Kelly, she was on an earlier episode, had talked about doing it together. So I don't know if that's still an option. I can talk to her about that, but that's kind of where I'm at. So I guess I'll just focus on Sunday episodes, bringing content for Sundays, putting more of my effort into those episodes, and going from there. So for the next however long, expect episodes to release every Sunday, and I can promote better for those. And that is where my focus will be for now. Just wanted to do a little update since I didn't release anything this past week. And that's because I'm just so behind in editing, and I do have episodes I can edit. Editing is just so boring and time consuming. And I wish I could just have someone else edit, but I can't. It's just me. So with that being said, I'm going to run. Thank you for listening. If you're still listening, please share my podcast with your friends and family. Leave me a review on Spotify and Apple. Share if you're listening, like all of the shares. More shares, the better. And I really appreciate it. So I will be back on Sunday with a new episode. And thank you all for sticking around.